Welcome to another Rational Alchemy. Though today, once again, we may be able to call ourselves Rational Music, probably with a little bit of rational modelling thrown in for good measure. A friend of the studio is back. Shawan, it's so good to see you again, sitting here at the table.
It's wonderful to be here, Nigel.
Excellent, excellent. And we have a new face, though hidden by a mask at the moment. DJ Stavros, welcome to the table.
Oh, thank you, Nigel. I'm extremely excited to be here.
Good to see you here. Now, before the producer gets all upset with me, why are you wearing the mask?
So, my mask kind of has a different story. But overall, I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to do anything. And I received a mask as a gift. And a gift turned into a personality, which turned into a musician, which now has turned into this.
You're a man of many talents.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You are heavily into animation.
Yes, yes.
You are heavily into game making.
Yes.
Which I find incredible. What else are you involved in?
Producing. So I produce a lot of our songs as well. I do a lot of our mix and mastering as well. I also do our commercials and our promos. So anything you see that normally comes from our site, our YouTube, any of that stuff, I do all that.
So tell me, what group name do you go by?
I go by Stavros, which is cross in Greek. But I go by a very different lifestyle. I believe in how the Greeks live and their peacefulness. I also believe in a lot of Greek mythology. And that kind of has come around to life. I feel that I could be one of those characters back then.
I can actually see that. I really can. The group that you have,
yes.
And I'm sure you've got a core group of people.
Yes, yes.
What was the first release or thing that you worked on?
So I believe you're straying over to the League of Legends. And League of Legends is myself and Shawan. Our real big release was Broken From Within. It was our debut EP together. We had a lot of stars on there. It was amazing. Mostly old school stars for the respective music.
And I'm guessing you both wear your masks when you're on camera.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Sometimes off camera.
And sometimes off camera.
Weird stuff.
So tell me, the group itself, what are your goals? What is your ambition?
So with the League of Legends, we want to show people, and you want to pretty much sing to people, that legends are built by your making of them. It's not from other people, it's not from this or that, it's your making of it and your legacy that you really want to leave behind and the content of it. And that really is what the League of Legends is about, bringing you more content.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Now, you did some collaboration work with very late DMX. Who was DMX?
So DMX, Darkman X, actually, is what he goes by. That's his, real name. As his other real name, of course, Earl Simmons. Recently just passed away. R.I.P. DMX.
Yes, indeed.
He was a wonderful man. He showed New York that there was something else, and he showed the Rough Riders and really brought out the Rough Riders more than anybody else in history.
And how did you get him involved? I mean, this is amazing. In New York.
Right, right. So a DJ of mine, we're both in the Wu-Tang DJ Coalition. DJ Wiz brought the song to me and brought the beat to me and was like, hey, this may be a little hard, but I have a huge artist for you. And it happened to be DMX. I lost my mind.
I'm not surprised.
Same.
When do you get it back? Next Tuesday?
Oh, the song?
No, your mind.
Oh. I prefer on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are real good. It's middle of the week.
Well, Wednesday.
Right.
There you go. I know that you have some upcoming projects.
Yes, yes.
Any names involved in those?
Oh man, so we got Chris Calico from Strange Music. We have Stevie Stone from Strange Music. We also have Young Buck from G Unit, Shifty McVeigh from D12. So yeah, and a couple more great stars.
There were some great names in there. Names I
Absolutely.
hadn't even heard of, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
They obviously like working with you.
It's about the company, it's about the personality, it's about what your drive is for. They know that me and Shawan are building this family company and this family look, and the honesty of that is really what they love.
When do you think some of these projects will come to fruition?
The Sidekicks and Supervillains. Sidekicks and Supervillains is coming out this summer.
Okay, anything coming out before then?
Yes. So I have a brand new single coming out with a underground artist by the name of Scum and Stevie Stone.
Oh, okay. You're a busy lad, aren't you?
A little bit busy.
A little bit busy.
Between that and the video game, it's a little crazy.
Yeah, and you're writing it, I play them.
I hope you play them. I hope you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd love to see it.
We'll have the beta version finished here in about 3 months.
Tell me the process about, say, making a new record. Though I probably shouldn't use that word anymore, even though I love it. What goes into it?
So you what I always tell my people is you got to have a great chorus. A chorus will sell a song, no matter what.
Interesting.
You know, and if you got that feel in that chorus, and that creates the rest of the song. Our process is pretty simple. I always tell my entire team that you got to convince your neighborhood to like you first. Mm-hmm. The rest of the world doesn't matter if 5 people in your neighborhood have no idea who you are.
Right.
You know, after you get past your neighborhood, then you got to take over your city. After you take over your city, then the rest of the world matters.
See, that's interesting because I have never been in sales. In fact, I would make the world's worst salesman.
Okay.
But the one thing I was told was when it comes to sales, which of course, this is now sales and marketing,
Exactly.
the first thing you have to do is sell yourself.
Yeah. You are the product.
You are the product.
Absolutely. My
And
first degree.
especially with what you two are doing.
Exactly. My first degree is in business and marketing, so that's what I try to focus on with my team the most, is teaching them not only to sing or rap or, choreograph or move around the stage, but to really have a business mind.
And that's where, of course, a lot of the bands of the 60s and the 70s went horribly wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They had no business
Absolutely.
experience at all.
Oh,
I tell you, though, that's what really attracted me in the business to Shawana, is she had that on top, and she was very focused to what she wanted in her business.
And obviously this is a big business because you're involved in so many different projects, in different genres even.
Absolutely.
How do you keep track of it all?
It's hard sometimes. We have 3 calendars.
Okay.
We have one on the wall.
Yeah.
And I learned this, my first career was in psychotherapy.
Okay.
Inpatient. And so break it down to the basics. Write it down. Remember the chalkboard?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got that next, on the wall, boom. If it's not there, we have a book that we take everywhere we go for when we might have an appointment pop up. Write it down in the book. And then there's the phone. And so I just make sure we all have all of our appointments lined up, 5 or 6 different emails. So
She's being more modest. Like, without her scheduling, we probably wouldn't do anything. She's really the master of all. She just tells me, like, hey, so our concert's in 2 days. I'm like, all right, we should practice.
How long have you actually been in music, or how long have you been experimenting with music? Because there's a difference.
Right, exactly. Experimentation kind of began as a child. Plays, guitar, piano, just kind of learning everything. I took a break for an extremely long time, about 5 or 6 years. When I came back to music in 2016, it was the passion that no one was doing what we were doing.
Oh, really?
There was no market for our type of music. And now we've sort of created a market for our music.
Did you create the market, or did the market find you? That's a strange question.
That is a strange question. I feel that if you take that into, consideration, the people found me.
Okay. So they obviously liked what they saw, liked what they heard.
Right.
And the best means of advertising, someone talking about you.
Right.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. It works every time.
Everywhere I go, all I talk about is music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you're interested in that you really want to sort of dabble with?
Well, I do a lot of animation.
Yep.
So we are currently working on a cartoon called Faith and Fear, A Brother's War. And we're thinking that should run about 1 season. We're hoping that Netflix picks it up. If not, then we're going to go to Roku.
Yeah.
So that's a huge passion of mine. Other than that, we are also making a video game for the metaverse. And if you don't know about the metaverse, it's all crypto and that craziness. But apparently there is a whole market, a whole world where people don't have any games. There's no games, there's no anything there as far as music, none of that stuff. So it's almost like creating a whole nother world.
A pure virgin territory.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely. I mean, because you can even buy land. So we take the land and you can sell land, and this video game is going to be the next stage of our life. Not only because we're creating it, but because we're applying our music to it as well. So all of our music and all the albums will be able to be featured with the video game.
That's excellent. So you're sort of, and of course, being a composer, you won't have to go very far to find someone to write the music for the game.
Exactly. Exactly.
And of course, you sort of know a singer.
I know at least one.
Yeah. This absolutely works. Before we wrap this up, and this has been absolutely fascinating, and once again, thank you so much for coming here to do this. Do you have any final message that you'd like to pass on to your fans? And if you watch the first interview, I hate the word fan.
Right, exactly.
Fanatic.
Exactly.
Admirers.
And
there's nothing wrong with me admiring what you do.
Exactly.
People don't understand that.
See, I do. I definitely do.
Yeah.
We have a saying, so I'm also a juggalo, and we have a saying that 200 fans, 100 fans, it doesn't matter if it's one fan. They're priceless.
Correct.
Any admirer who's looking into your art and cares that much to show up is priceless.
Absolutely.
My message to my admirers is stop focusing on what people look like and listen to what people are saying.
Right.
If it wasn't for the listening, I don't think I would have the market or the place that I do in my music that we created. But because of that listening, people are loving it. They're, streaming it. They're asking for more and TV shows and vinyls even.
Yeah.
So it's very much about listening and people not throwing judgment.
Having a voice.
Yeah, Shawan, you've been so quiet this last, 20 minutes. What about yourself? Do you have a message that you want to pass on to your admirers?
I would say to make sure that you are staying true to you and don't let people get to you. If you have a hater, if you have somebody literally hating on you, take that as a compliment. Smile and say thank you. You're helping me get to where I need to be. And I hope you get to where you need to be without throwing hate back.
There is too much verbal hate. We talked about that off camera. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Let's talk about, where do we find your music?
Everywhere. You can wake up on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartMusic.
What would be a good search key?
DJ Stavros.
Okay.
Yeah. Just type in DJ Stavros anywhere on the planet, and bam, it comes right up.
Do you have any final words that you'd like to make right at this moment?
I want to tell our admirers and our people out there that the League of Legends is someone that they really should fear, because they've quieted us down. They've taken our voice away for entirely too long. And now with the right help, with the right background, and with the right team, we're coming for you.
Perfect.
Yes, we are.
I want to thank you both for coming down here to the studio, because this has been a fascinating. There's one thing I am going to do is that you mentioned about stop looking at the person, listen to what they're saying.
Yes.
Once again, thank you so much for coming down here.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
I do hope that you have found this to be an interesting insight into the other side of art, into the music side of art. But thank you so much for watching this show. Signing off, Nigel Aves, your host. Goodbye.
Picturing that summer night, we could be singing about her misery. Ballsish with a death wish into life inside to feel this empty. I sit and suffer, I sit in love, just to see what faith does for me. My heart bleeds and my soul, it screams, just to prove that I am worthy. Wasn't here to be the slain when the game was hidden from me. Wasn't fair, had to look so sane when my sanity's broken daily. Then despair that seeps inside had the darkness that I won't please. A black hole is what filled my sights, just to make sure that he don't see.
Got no more to give, no tears to cry. Don't wanna live in fear, and I don't wanna live, I don't wanna die. I just wanna disappear.